Mobile One.
On the side of Subaru water pumps, you've got this little dust seal that helps keep dirt and debris out of the timing cover. This is kind of a special case where I just kept finding all these weird things. For example, when I was starting out, you can see one of these pieces of the import gasket maker is a little different color than the rest. This was actually in the radiator, you know, when I take the radiator cap off to drain things. And I got thinking, that's weird. Like, I wonder if this engine's been rebuilt and somebody, you know, like got some of that in the water jacket or whatever. I was close, a little bit off. It was actually on the water pump. You can see that there's just a ton of gasket junk hanging off of this. Well, not a ton here, but there was a ton there. Take my word for it if you like. But you can see that they just, here you go. They just blow the crap out of this thing. Now this is it's marked Japan. It's a factory water pump. This was either done at a dealership, most likely, or by somebody using dealership parts. Because I don't think it was the original. Reason being is just a mileage and the gasket turning out like that. I don't see that coming from the factory. But the point of the video is people screw this up because this little part here binds. When you go to put it in, it's kind of interference, and that makes it kind of tip one way and then the other way. And people use this bolt to pull the water pump in instead of tapping it in with a mallet. And ultimately what happens if you try to pull that in, the threads that stick out on this when you have a bolt sticking through it, they only come out to say about there. It equates to about 5 threads is all. And if you try to press or pull into an aluminum hole with aluminum threads and it's binding on this side where you see that the gasket is, it basically strips it. And I've been seeing a lot of these lately. So it'll just spin and 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 spin. So you can helicoil these, or I guess what these guys did is they just glued the crap. I would think that you'd glue it first. I just can't figure out why. And then, you know, this is my theory. You guys can chime in if you want. But why is it that the last 3 Subarus that I've done a timing belt on, that hole is stripped out? I don't get it. And it's not that the bolts are different lengths, because they're the same. I've had them out and tested them and checked them. The solution for this is that you can get a slightly longer bolt, but make sure to mic it. You take a pick, a straight pick, put it in there, mark it with your finger, mic it, and then basically just get a bolt from your M6x1 collection that is the same length. I've got like a whole pickle jar full of them. If you're going to screw up a timing belt job, it seems like people screw this up. Another thing that people mess up is if you look at the tensioner, if you see that there's any kind of leakage or whatever at the top of the tensioner, make sure to replace that. Another thing that people miss is the pulleys. Ideally, it's good to get a kit. When you're looking at some of these pulleys, you can see that the grease is pretty well spun out of them. You see all that grease on the outside. If it's on the outside, it's not in the bearing. So I just like to do the kit with the timing belt, pump, and all the different pulleys, the tensioner, and then you don't have to worry about it. You get a little discount on the parts basically for doing it that way. You don't have to worry about it. And the number one problem that I see on water pump timing belt jobs on Subarus is that people don't do it. If they overheat, or if they don't do it and the belt breaks, if they're losing coolant, all that kind of stuff, bad things can happen. So exercise the power of now. Be mindful and do what you can in the moment to make things better. You've got tools, tips, tricks. I've got lots of videos on how to do it right. So there's not a lot of excuse other than just fear. Don't be in a 2020 ball of fear. Go for it. Get in there and apply the things that you've learned. Save money, get it done, and reap the benefits. And just, it feels awesome. When you get it all done, you get it finished, and all your timing marks are on, and you fire it up, and it's just awesome. That's a great feeling. Go for that. Now let's talk signs of a sloppy swap. This one, it's got a significant amount of rust here. There was a whole bunch of water. I went and replaced the spark plugs, and look at the rust on this. I mean, this thing's been into all kinds of crap to where it's either been pressure washed, like maybe it was an engine swap, I'm wondering. It's had some bad work on it. The timing cover, there's a couple other reasons why we're in here replacing the timing belt. Weird things going on with this car. This was open, you know, just open air. The cap was missing off of it. I ought to go see if I have one of those while I'm thinking about it. So it's supposed to have a cover like this. I'm just gonna rob this one. Come on. off. There we go. So it's supposed to have a plug cap like that, and it's missing. So obviously something's up with that. Get that put back in. This hose clamp, rather than a spring clamp like you're supposed to find on a Subaru, they've got a screw clamps, which is okay, but over time it relaxes a little bit, either due to the rubber crush or whatever of the hose. So what this was doing is it was dripping into the timing cover. You can see that there's a stain going down the front, but there was also antifreeze getting in there. What that does, you know, here's a nice clean belt. It's got the marks and everything. You look at this one and it is like funky polished. You don't see any markings for the brand anywhere. Just like you have markings like this that say Gates on them. The contamination from coolant getting on the belt can cause it to be weakened. The teeth side's strong and great, but the back side's doing some weird things. And another thing with the coolant being in and around the pulleys, there's potential to have problems with that too. Make sure that you tap in your water pump. Don't tap by the pulley, tap by the body of it, especially where you've got this mount for putting on a pulley, you know, your toothed pulley. This guy right here. Another weird thing is look how covered in grease and garbage this is across the front of it. I don't understand that. I have to rob the gasket off of that other donor anyway too. Blown engine sitting over there, because these expand if they get a lot of oil on them. But how is it that this is all covered with stuff, this was all covered with stuff? I don't see where the oil leak would even be for that, because this is clean, under this is reasonably clean, and this is clean. So why is there so much oil leaking on this? Another thing that I found funny on this particular car is look at the expansion valve. It's like smashed, all crooked with a big old gap, like somebody's been into it. And I found a bunch of connectors and harness stuff that were off too. I'm like, what the heck has happened? I don't think this is the original engine. Weird job. But also weird and not weird in a sense, because to keep seeing it is that bolt being stripped out.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to click like and subscribe. Bonus footage at the end.